I don't see a lot of people repping that game. That game is incredibly good. It is beautiful. It's basically just a pseudo sequel to Descent, and Descent is incredible. And the 4-player on it is excellent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. It's just some. They took some Descent team members and basically made this like console exclusive Descent. And it's great. Crazy fast, with like faster than Descent even. But Descent is such a classic and like one of my favorite games. Beautiful, beautiful piece of work.
I've seen tell that Banjo-Kazooie is supposed to boot, but
Oh yeah?
I didn't have any luck with it.
I just got a Sonic ad, says Starman, the restaurant, not the hedgehog.
One and the same.
Can we endorse the Sonic restaurant, Mike?
I mean, cherry limeades are pretty bomb.
Oh, we actually stopped at a Sonic when I was in town, didn't we?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I got a grape slushie. It was fine. It was not bad. I got the crunchy ice. Jaime says both are chili dog based. That's true.
All right,
are the chili dogs what people get at Sonic? I thought it was like a burger joint.
Yeah, yeah, chili dogs for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you can get burgers, but...
Okay.
All right. Let's see. All right, what boots? Actually, I'm looking for playable. Yeah, it says Banjo-Kazooie USA Rev 1 is playable. Shut up. No, it's not. Arrow Gauge should be playable.
Arrow Gauge is not good, but I mean, Rocket Homie.
I mean, I'm not looking for stuff to play.
Okay, you're just looking for things to be horrified by.
Yeah.
405 Wit says they get burgers at Sonic. So, okay, we've got a balance here. As you may know, us Michiganders are very particular about our chili dogs and get very angry and passionate about them.
Okay, so like the world doesn't look good, but that car looks alright.
That car looks pretty great, honestly. But, like, this is... Now that this filter isn't on, this is a extremely PS1 feeling.
Yeah. I don't have the analog stick mapped to anything, so I can't steer. I should have probably just let a demo mode play, honestly.
That might be an issue for us, yes. I mean, there are other games.
Dude, shit about the backup ROM. Okay, they have... The files are complete.
You did them all? All the mods?
Yeah. Switch back to a workable microphone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game looks extremely itch.io. But only in this mode. If it gets fixed up, it won't work. But oh god, those polygons in the distance just becoming indeterminate squares is really doing it for me.
Oh god, it froze and the audio is just buzzing now. Let's see what else is on the list of playable.
I think Clay Fighter's playable. I think Mortal Kombat might be. I'm not sure about Killer Instinct.
So there's a community maintained spreadsheet.
Yeah.
What's play? Is that what you're looking at?
No, I remember watching videos on this while I was working the other day.
Oh, gotcha. Chameleon Twist.
That game is banging, although it's very analog stick based.
I mean, yeah. We'll switch to like something I can actually play here in a second.
Hudson, don't miss. Wasn't there a Pod Racer game on the N64? I think we had that too. Yes, we did. It's one of the best versions of Pod Racer. Arguably, the Dreamcast version is the only better one. Um, Incredible game. My wife's favorite game, which means I've played it a lot. Um, and yes, there is also an arcade one that is pretty significantly different because you steer with like levers and pedals and shit.
The N64 one has the has the 2 controller mode.
It
You
does.
use 2 controllers for. I think you use the analog
Like-
stick for the thrusters, right?
Mm-hmm. 45 Wit says, a game I really loved on N64 is Space Station Silicon Valley. That is a
Yeah.
great game. Wonderful game. The PS1 version is better, but they're both pretty darn good. That was a game that got a PS1 release only in Europe. But it's like an upgraded port.
Yeah, that's working all right.
Yeah, not bad. Turok, what is it? Turok Battle Wars? That's the 4th one. That's the worst one.
Yeah, both the Clay Fighters are playable. Cruising USA, Donald Duck going Quackers.
I'll stand up for the first 2 Turok games. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Fighting Force.
Also, if you want to try a different Halo-style game by the Turok teams, Armorines is not half bad.
What's that on?
N64.
What?
Yeah, it's like an extremely like half-baked sci-fi shooter, but it's got 4-player and it ain't bad.
Oh, that's sick. Does
It's in
not
the
boot,
Turok engine.
though.
No, probably not.
Oh, Mega Man 64 boots, and it probably just looks like the PlayStation version, eh?
I would imagine, yeah. Starman says, did you know that Donald Duck officially served in the U.S. military? Dishonorably discharged. Like, why do you think he wears the suit so often? He's not a military man anymore. Bitter.
Oh,
Yo.
that Capcom logo, though.
Yeah, baby. Nothing wrong with getting the foot long sometimes. Oh, it's the boys.
Yeah, that looks like a PlayStation game.
Sure does. Although I have to say that like UI elements and text are unusually clear too, like clearer than a PS1 game.
Oh, sure.
That logo looks great.
Okay, where did I put my SD card here? Can you imagine if I just like lost it? There it is.
It's not hard to imagine.
Can you imagine?
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you imagine
this
if I lost
looks
this? Is it
real
just like-
clean on the CRT.
Ooh, it's
Oh my
beautiful
God,
too.
Yeah.
Never add the blur filter back. Give us these polygons, please.
Honestly, for sure.
Yes, Starman. He did retire as a sergeant, but was it by choice? A lot of controversy. I'm just bullshitting. I have no idea. I mean, I like Donald Duck though. I respect his service. Yeah, that looks real nice, Mike. Jeez.
Donald Duck Stolen Valor. What the fuck is that pattern? No input signal detected. What the fuck?
Our favorite game, Technical Difficulties, is rearing its ugly head
I
again.
know. Let's go. Let's.
Throw 'em up, boys. Throw 'em up. Donald Duck has canonically served in World War II and has PTSD, says Starman.
I love I love saying that it's canonical, as if like there's a through line for every Donald Duck piece of media.
Whenever he shows up on Disney Mouse House, if he isn't like struggling with memory and history, then I'm not enjoying it. They're not being authentic to his PTSD.
All right, let's go. Let's look at these hacks.
So you're not on the Mr. Core anymore, are you?
No, I was gonna play these on someplace where I know they'll work.
On actual hardware.
Yeah.
So they've got a little ROM cartridge here.
Mm-hmm.
That's me throwing it up. That's right. Throw up your dugs if you got them, folks.
So yeah, we got a few things. What are you feeling? Because we got all sorts of stuff. We got GoldenEye with Mario characters. Have I ever shown you that?
That's very upsetting.
Oh my god, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I'm gonna call an audible. I'm gonna start there.
Okay, that's fine. Put me in, coach. I'm willing to watch Mario. This is gonna be so awful.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Is it?
It's really good. I will die for this. Oh my god, that's really loud. Hold on. There we go. Turn that.
Oh, we got a Doug in the chat. Let's go. Thank you.
Teach me how to Doug.
Teach me how to Doug emoji. Starman says there's an old comic where his nephews light up firecrackers while he's taking a nap, and he has a war flashback using a curtain rod as a gun. I'd like to think about the idea that Donald Duck knows how to use a gun. That seems bad, dude. He doesn't need to do that. General Bowser Koopa. Oh, we got frogs in the chat?
Nintendo's and
It's Donkey Kong.
Jinkos?
The Nintendo's and the Jinkos videos is amazing. Those are my people.
This is like actually my preferred way to play this game. I'm not even joking about that. If anybody
How
wants
are
to
you
play
not joking?
GoldenEye, I'm like, we better be playing it with the Mario characters.
Duggar says, thank you for this mod. Pure gold. Guaranteed. Jaime says, he doesn't need a gun. He's the second most powerful mage in Final Fantasy because of Kingdom Hearts. Like, I can't disagree with that. Who's the most powerful mage?
look, it's all Koopas. It's Koopas.
Is it Xehanort? Oh, that's beautiful. They even got the Shades Koopas? The white glove on the hand is driving me insane. I can't handle that. That's very upsetting. You killed the coolest Koopa!
The shot of the Koopa holding his neck as he bleeds out.
Do they still die painfully if you shoot them in the nuts? Asks
Probably.
Tarpan. Yeah. Isn't there a sniper rifle in the tower back there?
There is.
But fuck it, we're balling.
Oh my god, I forgot how bad the aiming is in this game.
What are you displaying this through? Is this through an RGB or?
So it's RGB to the CRT. So I've got, this is one of my one of a couple of consoles I have that's HDMI modded because I got this before the Retro Tank. So you're getting the raw HDMI output from that mod, and then I'm playing it through the RGB out of the analog, like
Oh, gotcha.
the analog out on the console.
That makes sense. Because you can have both functioning at the same time, right?
Yep.
Pretty handy. The RGB is pretty clean.
Yeah. Honestly, I would like not recommend anybody get a console HDMI modded anymore. The scales are just so good.
Dude, the 4K is going to be wild. I'm ready.
I don't remember if there's an alarm before this.
I don't think there is. I think it's the next building. Multar Ben says, I always thought the AK-47 looked like a Duracell battery. That's for true.
Yes.
Does this mod have big head mode? I guess it would have to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so the game is the same. It's just that it's got Mario characters. It does what it says on the tin. But like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and skip this level. I'm gonna go to the, I'm gonna go to the facility, and I'm just gonna burn through it on Agent. Because then you get some dialogue with Luigi.
Oh, beautiful. 405 Wit says, look at the watch arm. That's some Mario body horror.
Yeah, he's got a very thin arm.
His arm is drawn like Goofy style. Big glove, tiny arm. Oh, come on, man. He's just shitting. Rude. Who is Oddjob in this mod? We get asked.
We'll find out. I'll have to go into multiplayer here and check. I want to show some of the multiplayer maps anyway.
Okay, cool. Now, do the polygon size actually change the hitboxes at all?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. That makes sense, because it seems like these guys are pretty easy to hit.
Oh.
There is something oddly joyful about perforating a Koopa in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this is silly and fun.
Come on, I hit that button. Oh, I probably hit the button to close it, actually. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. It's been too long.
What?
I gotta get the key card.
Oh, that's
From
right.
this asshole. Which means now I gotta open it again because the door is on a timer.
Four or Five Wit says we used to play only proximity mines on this map a lot. Same here. Same here. Only proximity mines is my favorite.
God, I love the thing about games in this engine, like Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, where it's just, you can, like, walk diagonally and just double your speed.
Yes. It was strange that James Bond takes corners like Daytona style.
Time to leave, Toad.
I was not expecting that. Oh, Mario's 001?
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow. He was there when they founded MI6. Believe it or not, Mario's actually from Upper England. Sussex County. That's a British accent, not an Italian accent.
For Brooklyn Mario? Half of everything is luck.
This reads like a Brian De Palma movie. Mario is actually British. The Italian plumber thing is a deep cover assignment. I've been saying this.
Oh, Bowser's up there. There he is. Alright, let's check out some of the multiplayer.
I love how when he went to put his gun away, both of his hands just disappeared into his belly.
I have to plug in a controller here real quick so it'll let me do multiplayer.
Oh, that's really annoying. Walter Ben says, for a Brooklyn, not maybe our Brooklyn. That's right. Brooklyn, Ohio. Has anyone seen the Mario movie? What are our thoughts? Mike, you saw that, right? Oh, wait, he's ghost. He's ghosted. He's finding his second controller. I have not seen it, and probably will not.
Yeah, I saw it. I liked it. For what it is, I should say.
I mean, it's still just like a kid's movie, right?
Yeah.
Which is, no shame or harm in that.
So we've got Peach's Castle, Bob-omb Battlefield, and one of the ghost houses.
That's sweet.
Bob-omb
I feel like it has to be the Battlefield.
Check out the characters. Oddjob has to be Toad, right? Because it's just got to be somebody short.
Probably.
We got Pauline, we got Donkey Kong. Oh, I guess not.
Surprising. I love that we finally have Yoshi's mugshot.
It's great because they just like ripped these levels straight out of Mario 64.
Yeah, but that's what's beautiful. Oh, look at those brown textures, baby.
You can go all the way up to the top. I think there's even a sniper rifle up at the top.
It would be so good if the cannons are functioning.
Oh god, seriously.
That's just Quake 3.
I don't remember if they did anything with the shortcut. Yes, they
Oh,
did.
maybe.
They did. They made it a fake wall. And you can use it to get up to the top.
How was Mario's voice? We've got some comments in the chat in the Mario movie.
The sound is all the same. They didn't add any, do any voice work for any of these characters.
No, I mean in the Mario movie.
Oh, I mean, it's fine. You forget it's Chris Pratt after enough time.
Yeah.
He just sounds like a guy. I mean, it's not like they could use it on a continuing basis for other games or for big games moving forward.
Oh, did we get a reset?
Yeah, we got to reset. I think it's time to move
All right.
on.
All right. All right.
I think N64 is where it's like you start to get that like disconnect between games that work on real hardware and like games that you have to play in an emulator. So it's always kind of interesting to me the things that work in that work on real hardware.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that like the vast majority of those patches do. I mean, like there are a few that don't. A lot of the wrestling ones don't, for instance. But there's a lot of options, and like the F-Zero mods are genuinely impressive considering they import so much information from the disk drive version of the game.
Yeah, I forget what. Okay, what was the DXP track pack? Let me look that up again because I forget exactly what that was. I think that had something to do with like an expansion that was released for the 64DD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it has a custom track editor. And
yes,
so this just restores all of that to the to just the regular version of the game.
Probably the most interesting release on the DD actually is the F-Zero game. It has this like full creation suite in addition to like 30 new levels or something like that.
I forget where you had to go to use it. Because this is just the thing. Or does this just have the... this might just be the one that with the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't played enough of it to remember what was part of the default and what wasn't. Do you have much F-Zero N64 experience?
Little to none.
Hell
Love the GameCube
yeah.
one though. The GameCube one is banging. I have not played this one a ton.
Oh, wait a minute. F-Zero DXP actually completely replaces all the tracks with newly created ones.
Ooh.
So actually, all of these are new.
Okay. You know how hard this game is, right? This game is so fucking hard.
Uh-huh.
Brutally hard.
Well, I'm playing on Nodus.
The game is brutal. You're not doing too bad though. Hey, hey, hey.
I know, but I don't know how to actually like drift around the corners. I'm not sure what to hate for that.
I believe there's an L and an R break. Like two different breaks.
There we go.
First place. F-Zero feels like the least Nintendo-y of all the Nintendo properties.
Yeah.
Just like super stylish, hard as hell.
That's why like Sega taking on the GameCube version seemed right.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And to be fair, they did add more like flavor to it. The first few F-Zeros, for what they do right, are kind of bland looking.
Did the Wipeout games, which I feel like Wipeout is the closest analog to this on PlayStation, were they 60 FPS?
That's a good question. I don't know that all of them were.
Because I know that was the thing I was always really impressed by with F-Zero, is like 60 FPS with like 30 racers, like sometimes all on the screen at once.
That's probably why it looks the way it does, because that is a lot to ask. You know. But let me look up. I love Wipeout. Wipeout is incredible.
Let's see.
So some of the early ones ran at 30, and the later ones ran at 60. Most importantly, Wipeout 3, which was the best one, and the follow-up to Wipeout 3, the Japan exclusive one that's cel-shaded, those ones are both 60. That's the important part. Jaime says the vehicle model looks hella glossy. That's true. The vehicles do look really great. How's it feeling?
That's good.
You're just kind of floating. I feel like you're figuring this out a little bit.
Oh shit.
That's a nice little save.
Oh. I have boost power, but I don't feel like there's ever really time to use it.
You'd have to have a straight line or two.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So the hard part about boost is that it trades off, if you haven't played before, it trades off with your durability. So
your life meter.
Yeah, your life meter. Yeah, so you like if you burn your boost too much, then it only takes a couple of hits for your car to blow up.
And unlike other racing games, you only get one. You know, fuck you. You're dead. Prancer X in the chat says, retire, parentheses, to a grave. I appreciate that quite a bit.
Climax might be the one that I was looking for. Let's try that.
Isn't that the name of the Game Boy Advance one?
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think it is. Well, I mean, we'll see what this has.
Is this literally the Game Boy Advance tracks?
I think it might be.
I don't hate that.
That's pretty great.
Slider and jumper? What?
I think it's how heavy your car is.
Okay.
Do love the anime cube announcing the race.
I'll be damned, this feels way more like Super Nintendo F-Zero.
Sure does. Sure looks a lot more like it too. I gotta respect F-Zero's character design sensibilities, where it's just like it seems to be a potato man, a squid, a lizard.
Fat guy with a samurai sword.
Fat guy with a samurai sword, always good. Are there like 4 different evil Captain Falcons? I'm sure.
Yeah. Echo Fighters.
Well, this may look like this SNES version, but holy shit, it's much harder.
Yeah.
Like, not to denigrate you, but you're kind of getting stepped on.
Yeah, no, it feels bad.
Is there maybe a boost that you have to do, or...?
There is, but...
And you're still going to be, like, way behind, no matter what. Ooh, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, you just have to abuse the hell out of that boost.
4 or 5 Wit says, I remember this game being insanely hard. You remember correctly. All the F-Zeros are really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the GameCube one might be the most reasonable of all of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's Beastman, Octoman, Michael Chain, Roger Buster, Silver Nielsen, Jody Summer.
I think James McCloud is like... Is that supposed to be canonically Star Fox's dad?
As a human?
Is he human?
I think that's a
I
human.
don't think that's a human, my dude.
Yeah. You sure?
Let me look up James McCloud F-Zero. Hold up.
Okay, let's look it up. Could be like an X-Men
yeah, that's
situation.
just a guy. That's just a guy. His hair just... Okay, yeah, no, canonically, Star Fox's dad is a human.
That's cool.
Sure, I don't know.
It just means that, like, Star Fox's dad's been up to some stuff in the universe.
Yeah.
Meeting fox women from another galaxy.
One way or another, somebody was somewhere they weren't supposed to be.
Well, I won't go that far. That's basically what happened in X-Men. Like, Cyclops' dad married a space skunk.
I think that's fair. I mean, I was just thinking like regular S Fox though.
Space fox, like not a sentient species of humanoid foxes, but like just the foxes we have on Earth, just in space, and for some reason the spaceships.
Any fox is a space fox if you take them there. That's what we call international waters, my friends.
That's true. We do love to take foxes out on the lake with us. They like it. We like it.
I don't like where this is going, or where it's been.
I was just implying that, you know, like, it's very strange to take a fox anywhere. You know.
That's fair.
What the fuck are you doing with a fox as a human being?
I don't know. Those domesticated foxes are pretty cute. You ever seen one of those
Maybe.
just, like, running around? I don't want one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if I would want it. I want one in the house.
Yeah, this game's hard as fuck. I'm done with it.
I can respect that though, because I think like ferrets are cool and like minks are cool, but I would not want either of those in the house. The cats are already like pretty bad.
Maybe expansion pack?
Maybe expansion pack. I think that was the name of the DD version. Starman says Bachman is Star Fox's father, using an assumed name. Prancer X says highly representative F-Zero experience.
No, this still doesn't seem to have any like option.
to do like track editing.
Yeah, maybe I just don't have the right one.
Maybe you just need a 64 disk drive and an ODE for it.
Let's see what else we got here. Let's hit one of the fucked up Mario 64 ones.
Oh, you know I'm here for that.
Super Mario 64 Dark Dawn. Super Mario 64 Reckoning.
It's me, Mario.
I just deeply want an M64 hack filled with like people's OCs.
Okie dokie.
Guys that look like Mario but are wearing like chartreuse and have angel wings.
Dear Mario, why have you not arrived yet? Please hurry. Eek, Bowser?
I kind of like that one better than the original. She wrote out Eek.
Okay. Yeah, they've... I can tell
Oh.
they're like, here's a dark brick texture. That's gonna make the castle look edgy.
Let's go, baby. This rocks.
Oh,
Prancer
please tell me he's
X
got sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Dark Mario.
Boo!
What? Wait, what? Oh, fuck you, normal Mario.
Yo, how the hell did you get here? Very skilled.
Prancer X says Super Mario 64 Seasons in the Abyss.
Now try and get to me, because if you do, I'll kick your ass. Yeah, I'll kick your ass, motherfucker. Try kicking mine. I'm a turtle. Signed Turtle X.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. This game knows how to give you the good shit. Turtle surfing is the best part of Mario 64.
Oh, wait a minute.
Welcome to hell, Mike.
Why do they...
The house
They just
is the
spat me
outdoors.
right back out.
Maybe you're supposed to go somewhere first. Maybe you gotta talk to the Lakita that's there.
Reports say Turtle X modded a Super Mario 64 ROM and is making me say boring. Okay, yeah, I get it. Now enter the castle. What?
Dude, you're in purgatory.
Hey, give me that coin.
Does this feel dark and twisted?
Yeah. Smooth? Who's Smooth?
I'm not even gonna joke about that because there's a chance there's a character named Smooth in like a Paper Mario sequel, and means it's someone's favorite. Sam Pena.
Oh, there's a star hidden outside that I have to find before I can get in there. Okay. Cool. What's that?
Walter Ben said he's Dominican. Yes, he did say he was Dominican.
So what's that do?
Thanks to the ROM hacker who made this for thinking like, oh yeah, people want more water levels. That's the best part of N64 Mario, definitely. So is this like Kaizo Mario 64? It's kind of like that, except there is literally a hack called Kaizo
Yep.
Mario 64.
That's next on the list. Where the fuck is this star?
Is that? Do you maybe have to go down that passageway?
What, that door?
No, the one behind you.
Oh, that just goes out into the water I was in earlier.
Is there maybe more than one black exclamation point box?
Maybe. Oh, there's probably a sign. That probably tells me something. Oh, no, they didn't change it.
We don't actually know what that does, right?
No.
You look like we're hitting a brick wall on this one.
Yeah, we may be. Alright, let's move on.
Ooh,
Here's
got a bunch
Kaizo
of
Mario
feeling.
64.
That's right.
It's me,
I don't imagine we're going to play Kaizo 64 that long.
I don't know. You might surprise me.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
I don't think I will.
Moltar Ben says, I admire the Kaizo mindset, just the strength to go, no, this needs to be more arbitrarily harder in specific game-breaking ways. I respect that too, honestly. It's like the Danmaku bullet hell philosophy. That's cool!
Yeah, I'm into that.
Mario came from blood hell. Project 2009.
Your first job is to find a way into the castle. Cool. Cool.
Why do they all start like this?
Okay.
Oh, there's another... Oh, wait,
Okay.
we're in a different ROM hack. What am I talking... Oh, great! Cool, great!
Oh, you have to go so far to get out of here.
I'm a 2D Mega Man fan, and that's a bit much.
I'm gonna give
My
that.
God.
I'm gonna give that another shot.
Are you playing with a Stack 64 controller?
No, I'm playing with the Retro Brawlers or Retro
Gotcha.
Fighters.
I'm gonna take a quick break and go grab some water.
Do it. You won't. Damn it! I expected to grab the ledge. I didn't expect to actually make it up top. God damn it. I knew I was going to do that.
Alright, I'm back. I hope I didn't fuck up your screen.
No, I'm trying to be fast and it's making me slow.
I mean, says I stuck at 3D platformers, this would drive me insane. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, my son? What are you yelling at me for? Hey, what are you doing, Ding Dong Man? Take a breath.
Alright, done with that.
Prancer X says, "Curse your inertia, you slippery Italian." He's a very slippery man. Mario is. What are you doing? Sir, I'm being harassed by my cat right now, and I'm not sure why.
I heard Super Mario 74 was good.
I heard that one's good. There's another one I've heard is rather good too, but I'm not sure. Yeah, are you coming up here or what? What? You can come up here. Come on. Come on.
Hello.
You heard Bachman was good. Well, you clearly haven't been watching. I don't think I've been good at anything I've played so far.
Hey, no, dude. You can be on the table, you cannot drink the water. Alright? Well.
Is this one not gonna...
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it.
Ooh, not even my OSD is working.
Dang. Walter Ben says, honestly, Mario 64 is a shitty platformer. I cannot agree. I just simply cannot. I respect it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mario 64's got great music. And it feels pretty good to bop around some of those stages.
I thought I had Mario 64 Star Road, but I don't see it. Oh, Super Mario Star Road's N64. There we go.
I still enjoy playing Mario 64, but I think it falls off pretty hard in the latter half of the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like a lot of those later levels. Also, Dire Dire Docks is very beautiful music, but sucks to play. No, stop drinking the water, bro. You cannot do this. Hey. Psst.
What's up, Yoshi?
Yes, we're going to show the people. We have an annoying cat here.
Oh, so they're trying to put in like a vanilla story. Get out of here.
What are you doing, Goofball? What? You do not get me to go in my mouth.
Oh, the horror. On my way home from the shops yesterday, I was ambushed by a bunch of Koopas who stole my canned spaghetti. Yep.
They stole all my canned spaghetti.
You're a pasta lover. I'm sure you know how I feel.
Okay, that's genuinely awesome, and I love it. Just says, I wish the game had green Mario.
You don't have enough power stars to break the seal in this door, but we're not going to tell you how many. Oh, 8. There it is.
Jaime says, I didn't play Mario 64 when it came out. Years later, it didn't feel great to me. I've been told at launch it changed everything. I think that's fair just because the game felt very large at the time. It's fine. It's not bad. I like the first two 3D Mario games quite a bit more than any of the other ones. I think, like, for instance, 64 laps Galaxy pretty easy. But I can hear arguments to the opposite.
Yeah. I mean, I think also, too, you have to look at other 3D platformers from the same time. And just there were very few that were getting it right.
Through that. And not only that, but a lot of the modern Mario games are a lot different. For instance, Sunshine and 64 are both frustratingly hard. There's a lot of very precise platforming required for both of those games. And I don't think Galaxy or Odyssey or anything like that work the same way, really. Oh man, chat is bopping right now. Starman says, what are those things called in dresses to make your butt look bigger? I do not know that. Extra butts. Jaime says, I think you gotta 100% it to get Luigi. That's not correct, right? You can't get Luigi in any version of the game?
No, but there's a ROM hack that makes that true.
Uh-huh. What is at the top of the castle with 150? Isn't it is it Yoshi? I think it's Yoshi.
Yeah.
But you can't ride him or do anything cool with him.
No, he just gives you lives.
What a loser. Just says, I think it's anti-black not to include Luigi at the beginning. They didn't even put him in the game at all. Shut out. Prancer X says Bubsy 3D comes to mind. That game is real bad. Really, really bad. But they also say Mega Man Legends rips so hard, and that is 100% accurate and true. Mega Man Legends 2 rips harder than hell.
Keep overshooting it.
Although the DS version of Mario 64 does have Luigi. That should be stated. Also, 4-player co-op.
There is a split screen co-op version of this. Like
64. There's like a ROM hack for it.
Yeah. Actually, the really good way to play this game would be the PC Direct Export. There's people who made a networked multiplayer version of it, and it like streamlines it. You don't get sent back to the hub world after you grab stars. It plays more like Mario Odyssey does.
Okay.
But it's the rest of it is just vanilla Mario 64.
That sounds great. No complaints there.
Yeah, it's really good.
JustGuess says, okay, this is controversial, but I'm a professional Pokemon player, so I can say it. I want a Quest 64 reboot. Hallelujah, that's correct. That game still kicks ass. I will hear nothing else. That game is good. The Game Boy Color sequel to it is good. Jaime says, Switch Quest? I think the remake has to use the original Japanese title, which is Holy Magic Century. It's just incredibly baller. Switch Quest sounds like a game made by like Nintendo's most hated R&D team, and you have to use Mii's to play it. Okay, how was that? That didn't look too bad.
No, it was good.
Or if it says Quest 64's final boss was crazy. Why is that? I don't remember the ending too well. What if Kaizo Glover? Yes! Now you're talking. Glover's one of those games I'll stand up for. That game's got some stuff going on in it. I believe Glover 2 is fully playable in the N64 as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like whatever, it's Glover, but like Glover is basically Mario 64 and Monkey Ball smashed together, and you know, there's an appeal there.
That should blow up, dude. Thank you.
Switch Quest sounds like a child of an unholy union between Nintendo and Meta. It sounds like a VR exclusive Mario game. Oh, that's sweet. You can shimmy.
That was the main game, wasn't it?
The shimmying, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I like that they designed around it.
Alright, asshole. Come here. Oh, so this is supposed to, like... This is supposed to be a continuation of the original story. And as somebody who would play Mario World in two-player mode, and split up Mario and Luigi and then come up with, like, stories for why they were in two different places, I'm fine with that.
It won't hurt Mario to get more canon. Yeah, Prancer X fucked me up real bad. They said Switch Quest is the Palmer Lucky VR suicide helmet. The last thing you see before you die are the two snipper clips. This fight takes on a different tone now that you're just like beating up a guy at his own house. It's not even that big of a house. This legitimately just feels like a very interesting extension of the original game. Like, they were really going for it in this. I really appreciate the craftsmanship here. Starman says, Bachman, never have I related to you more than you saying you would add narrative to your Super Mario World playthroughs.
Yeah, it was a time.
Prancer X says, oh, the Snipper Clips guys turned themselves into a stairway to heaven.
Alright, so I gotta figure out a way to get over to... get on top of that.
Is that... maybe? Is there a... There might be a cannon. Or... That's such a long distance. That doesn't feel like you should be able to jump that. Unless there are wings or something somewhere.
Oh, I think the bomb down here did say something about me getting the star back from what's-his-face. Let's talk to this fucker.
Rutilla says, never considered that the King Bob-omb fights are a tamer version of the Bowser fights. Yes. One of the really nice things about Mario 64 is that every level is pretty much designed to teach you how the game works without giving you a real tutorial. You can figure out the basic mechanics of the game just by playing through the first stage a few times without reading any of the signs. Because they're required to get through the level, so you learn how cannons work, and you learn how the wings work, and you learn how the boss fights work. How Mario works on changing elevation and slopes. Was there an opening back there?
There was. I just wanted to see what was going on here first.
Okay, I'm just kicking back and enjoying this. This looks great, honestly.
Yeah, I don't hate it. There's gotta be something for getting all these pegs down, right?
I would hope. Don't leave my man pegging for nothing. Yeah, I can see how you get to one mast, but absolutely not how you get to the other one.
I was hoping there was maybe some like draw distance fuckery and it just like wasn't showing the platform. Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh, that's brutal. I feel like you have to jump from a height to get there.
I think you're right, but...
I can't lie, I love just watching him slide up the pole, back down the pole, up the pole, back down the pole.
I just don't think there's a point high enough.
No. I think you'd have, like, there's gotta be a floating city or something, or like a big floating stone island or something where you could make a long jump. That's the only thing I can see. Do you have the hook shot yet? Says Starman. This might be my controversial opinion, but a 3D Mario game where he gets a grappling hook would be an infinite upgrade above whatever the fuck else they're doing with Mario these days. Catsuit, get out of here. Give him a grappling hook.
Yeah, Bionic Commando. Just like make make his arm Dead Peach.
Oh god, I forgot to put that! No!
Yeah, extreme wife arm, dude.
I played through that game from front to back. I loved it the entire time.
I could see that.
It was so fun. It was a fucking mess, don't get me wrong, but... It had a certain, like, You ever play a game that's not great, but it has a certain like swag to it?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have to respect it. That's one of those. Vin Diesel's The Wheelman is another one.
Metal Wolf Chaos.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Which driver was it? The one where you could switch cars?
Is that Drive 3er?
No, I thought it was either like Parallel Lines or San Francisco.
I think it's Parallel Lines.
Okay.
The PS1 drivers are not good. I'm sorry. I'm gonna come out and say it.
The replay mode is real good for its time.
That's true. That's true.
I made some sick 70s car chases. Hey,
I guess
here-
that's a good
hey, look
point.
at this, it's canon.
It's not bad once you get into it, but like the licensing tests on Driver are brutal.
Yeah.
Stuntman Ignition. Amazing game.
Oh, yeah.
Love that thing. What if Burnout were a rhythm game? That's the entire premise of that.
Chase the Tuk Tuk. I remember restarting levels in that game so much.
What we're laughing about, folks, is there's a game, Bionic Commando, came out on the arcade and NES. Basically, like, you run around with an arm, robot arm, shooting Nazis. Pretty simple. When they remade it for the 360 and PS3 generation, the character has a grappling hook arm instead of just a grappling hook, and it is inhabited by the soul of his dead wife.
That's like a reveal too. Like you don't know that at the beginning.
It's his dark secret.
Ooh,
That's
I
the
got
dark
a cannon.
secret of Brad Spencer. Brad Spencer. Brad Spencer. Maybe that's why I love it. It's extremely video games. Right down to the wife arm. Having a wife arm is extremely video games.
Oh god.
Wow, fuck you then. You probably need to hit the pole to like stop.
Probably. I just wasn't sure how far away we were.
Jessica says, I forgot there was fall damage in this game. There is, and it's like not a generous amount of fall damage. You can get fucked up pretty bad.
Let's go.
Oh my god, no. Yeah, baby. Oh, it looked shaky there for a minute, Mike.
It was never shaky.
Then I was shaky.
Anyone who thought I left the game, I never left. You should take a break occasionally. Okay, well, not right now. Don't make a game that I want to keep playing, and I'll take breaks.
I love the idea of it's just like, all right, guys, we gotta pack up the stream. Just to be polite.
Okay, find the 8 red coins.
The worst part of Mario, if you ask me. This collectathon shit, Mike, I got nothing for it.
Yeah, you must love Banjo-Kazooie.
I fucking hate Banjo-Kazooie.
I don't have a lot of love for Banjo either. Nuts and Bolts is alright.
Interesting idea. I wish there were, like... That would have been a game that would have been really interesting with a really healthy multiplayer scene.
Whoops.
So I know a lot of people like Banjo-Kazooie, but the only person I've known that's really loved Banjo-Kazooie is my friend, who, because of his tone and the way he carries himself, I cannot tell if he actually enjoys it. But like, if I say I don't enjoy it, he'll just be like, "But there's so many things to collect," and I can't tell if he's being serious.
I mean, it's true. There are. Fuck you.
He's not wrong.
Depth perception is non-existent.
Jessica says the water heals you. I think yes, it does. It does that.
I feel like that was unintended, but they were just like, fuck it.
The water healing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's a weird design decision, but I don't hate it.
No,
The
it's
fact
fine.
that coins give you life back is weird too. So I feel like that's not really a thing in the other ones. I don't know. I'm a big Mario Sunshine head. That's the one. That's the good stuff.
See, I kind of like, I like, Galaxy more than Sunshine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I really didn't like Galaxy when I played it, but it's been a minute, I have to admit.
God, the wall jumping is so unforgiving in 64.
It really is.
And this is just the stars, so there's nothing to see here.
4 or 5 Wit says I was a big Sunshine Defender when it came out, and now I can't stand it. I think that was a lot of people's perspective. There's a lot of folks who do not like Sunshine.
My favorite parts of Sunshine is when they took away Flood.
Just the like the basic floating blocks in space levels.
Yep.
Those are fun.
I just didn't like the water mechanics.
I liked everything in the water mechanics except for the third-person perspective aimed shooting.
Yeah.
Not crazy about that. I do genuinely like the extra glide on the jumps, the spinning moves, the spray. I don't know. There's a lot I like about that.
Sure.
It was an attempt to give Mario more mechanics to play around with. I think it's a game that really is just fascinated by those mechanics and pretty much nothing else. That's why it's so hard near the end, because it's all about just like really precisely timed jumps.
Why was that such a limp jump?
God. 2 in a row, huh? That's brutal.
These guys just don't know when to quit.
Starman says, collecting can be fun in a game like Banjo-Kazooie, mostly because it's easy to complete some of them. You're chasing many smaller collections rather than 1 or 2 big collections. I suppose that makes it more manageable, but I'm, as a person, kind of allergic to collecting things. I'm not a fan. So doing it in video games doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't satisfy me very much.
Oh my god!
Yeah?
The fucking, like... I don't mind a jumping puzzle, but the penalty needs to not be a 5-mile walk when you miss a jump.
True. Yeah, that is a long walk back, damn. I'm surprised you stuck with it.
Yeah, I am a quitter.
Well, just, it looks painfully fucking annoying. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. A little bit easier of a jump.
What? How many coins is that? 5?
5. Oh, Starman is throwing up triple Dougs. We got 3 Dougs in the chat phone. Doug. That's for inspiration to keep you going on, Mike.
It's working.
God, I love the Doug emoji. That's like the best thing we do on the stream. I can't handle it.
I'm still not 100% sure if I know what it means.
It doesn't mean anything. It just
Well-
is. We know. We know what it's about.
So like
Folks-
I was convinced that it was specifically a reference to the show, and then I was like, I don't think that's true. But,
No. Do we need to go into the lore of the emoji? We might have to.
Yeah, you might need to tell me, because otherwise I'm just gonna think it's like a Doug Funny. Like I'd be like, yeah, we need a Skeeter emote. We need.
Well, now that you say it, we should have a Skeeter emote. Like, that's...
Yeah, that's fair. Can we get Patty Mayonnaise? There's
What was
one.
his dog's name? What was Doug's dog's name? I don't
Pork
remember.
chop.
Pork chop. Oh, that's right. It's a good name for a dog. Teach me how to Dougie like the Cali Swag District? No. No one's doing any Dougieing. Look. The Doug story's simple. Mike and I were checking out some unreleased N64 games one night. And one of those games was a really fucked up and weird racing game. I don't know if you remember that one. You played with the physics until it was a living nightmare.
Yeah.
So hidden in the code of another version of that game, like a prototype version of that game, is the Doug emoji. It's just a random asset within the game that's not used anywhere, and it just says Doug.
Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah. So if you know if you know that we found the Doug deep in the code, it's an arcane ancient figure. We don't even know what it means.
It's
Just know that in the
possible that
chats-
we saw that, and that people in chat, and also you were having a conversation about that emoji, and the whole time I was just thinking about the TV show Doug, and I'm just like,
Probably.
I get the joke.
That's my favorite unused video game asset ever. Is just like an 8x8 pixel square that says Doug on it. There's no other names in that file. There's like in that file, it's just like selectable player icons, and then a 5th one that just says Doug.
Okay, we need one more coin, and I'm just determined at this point.
Oh, is it in the cavern? Maybe did you go in there yet?
I have been in the cavern.
Killer Tofu, the song, was doing numbers on TikTok recently, says Joe Scott. I think pretty much anyone of my age knows that song. I know that song, and I didn't even watch Doug that much. I like everyone in the chat is like, we all think it's Doug funny. No. This is a secret, Doug. Like, were you a Doug head?
I enjoyed Doug. I don't know why though. Watching it now.
It's very like Wonder Years-y.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like I don't know, maybe
hated
that's
the Wonder
pleasant.
Years. Oh, you know what?
I did not
bet you
watch-
There's one over in the castle.
That makes sense. I did
Yeah,
not watch
there
a lot
is.
of Doug.
I had to shimmy. Remember?
Oh yeah. It's behind the thingy. It's behind the building. I didn't watch Doug because Doug was on ABC and Fox, my local Fox station, ran 2 episodes of Dragon Ball and then 2 episodes of Sailor Moon back to back. So that shit was never getting watched.
ABC? Maybe later.
Well, where were they first?
Nickelodeon.
Oh. We didn't have cable at that point in time, so I wouldn't have known that.
I
shit.
never had cable. I had a friend who had it, and sometimes he'd give me like VHS recordings that he got that he recorded.
Yeah.
You get like
That's big
6
move.
hours to pretend like I had Nickelodeon.
But you've seen those episodes like 80 times.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I kind of had a similar setup. I had a relative who would give me taped wrestling cards for like my birthday and Christmas. So I have a tiny wrestling collection going up of just like the most random and upsetting pay-per-views.
That's sick.
It was pretty good. A 10-year-old should not have had access to ECW, and yet I did.
Okay, we're gonna climb this level for hopefully the last time.
Jaime says I only watched Nick Doug, not the Disney version. Was there a big difference? Did they spoil the Doug?
No, it's just it's just like at one point Disney bought the license and it was continuation, but
I think it wasn't significantly
it was a slightly different show.
Was Roger less evil?
Yeah.
That sucks. I think one nice thing about Kid Show from the 90s is that the bullies are like straight up psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's charming. Get that star, baby!
We did it. Was it worth it? Probably not.
We all learned a lot about Doug.
Okay. I am going to
Oh.
actually go to a different game. There's
Okay.
another one I want to check out.
4 or 5 Wit says ABC Doug was weird. I didn't like it. Okay. Controversial among Doug heads. Which mod are you checking out?
Let's check out this Smash remix.
Oh no! That's a
Oh.
big ROM size.
Is that not
It might be over the ROM. Well, no, 'cause
unknown file?
that stinks.
Unknown file. Well, what's 19XX tournament edition? I guess I don't know. Let's see.
You think it's like a Project M version?
I don't know.
Oh, that looks like a Project M version to me, my friend. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can. Yeah, you can. You can have things. Okay. Whoa, that font on the stage select is something else. Who was your main in N64 Smash, Mike?
Probably Link.
It was pretty good.
I think I played a fair bit of NES too.
NES was always crazy fun. I always main Donkey Kong because he's easy to play. Look at all the wave dashing on display, y'all. Was Jigglypuff in this one, or is that only Melee? I think that might be
No,
only Melee.
Jigglypuff's in this one.
That's my main then. I main Jigglypuff. God, this monkey's dumb as hell. Peace out. Goodbye. Jessica says Luigi main reporting for duty. 4 or 5 Wits had Mario. A good Pikachu is always a problem. Jaime says, my child brain didn't understand that this game didn't play like Street Fighter. I don't even think I really saw this as a fighting game when I was younger. It just seemed like a party game almost.
Oh, you can't jump off the ledge.
Oh! You got dinged. Jessica says my Luigi really gets to show off his superior athletic prowess in Smash. That's true. You know, people always make fun of Luigi for the twinkle toes when he jumps, but notice this. That's what actual high jumpers do. The man's a technician. Not high jumpers, long jumpers. Long jumpers are kicking their feet like crazy. Does this feel any different? There's just no items.
That's probably all it is. It's probably just a way to get into the game quickly and.
Rictilla says I didn't play Smash till Smash 4, and I got my ass handed to me every time I played against a human. Oh, you didn't fight for the bomb trick. Are all y'all Smash players in the chat still playing Smash? Throw your mains up if you are. I'm always curious about that. A roster with 8 million people in it. Mike, I don't remember who you main, but we were playing for quite a while when the Wii one came, or the Switch one came.
K. Rool.
That's right, you were really annoying with him. I have to throw it up for my boy Pac-Man, who has and will always be my main.
Oh,
I
God,
love him.
speaking of annoying.
Pac-Man's fun, he's like he's playing a mini-game. Jessica says, I was a very casual Luigi main, but my big focus is Pokemon. I'm assuming you mean Pokemon games and not like the playable Pokemon in Smash Bros. But if you are, Greninja's pretty sweet. I would if y'all wanted to play, but the netcode for Smash Ultimate is not great. No, it's not perfect. It's pretty decent if you buy a wired adapter for your Switch, but it's still, you're still going to run into problems.
I'm going to check and see if I can find the correct file for that.
Okay. Hey, says, I haven't played in a while, but I switched between Kirby, Sora, and Terry. The online features are so limited. That's true. You do take care of a lot of the latency issues if you do have a net adapter for the Switch, which you can get online for like $20.
I haven't had too many issues playing on Wi-Fi.
No, it's not that bad. Not really. We actually, did we ever stream Smash? I don't think we ever streamed Smash.
We haven't, but we should.
I'd be down. Jessica says I did have a Pocket Incineroar in Smash, but everything I needed to do I did on Luigi. That's respectable. Incineroar is hard to play. But you're correct, I was a Pokemon VGC competitor. Sweet. Those are some brutal ranks to be running in. The Pokemon people are... I don't know if I've ever met better min-maxers when it comes to people who play games. They just know what's going on.
Okay, so it's just got it's got no file extension, which is probably why it popped up like that. But I'm wondering if I just rename it.
No file extension at all?
Yeah, correct. But there's a newer version of it, so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that patch.
Seth says Bachman has never beat me in Pokemon. Wow.
I don't. This is gonna make it sound like I think I could. I don't think I've ever tried, and that's not me saying that I could if I did. It's saying that I wouldn't know how to start trying.
Yeah, I feel like that's the sort of thing where, like, you need to spend some time in the trenches to know what's going on in Pokemon. Like, I've played multiple Pokemon games, and I have no idea what that would entail.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's really nice. You know, you got a good you've got a good website for your ROM hack when you've got a patcher built right into it.
Yeah, my friend. Rictilus asked, weren't you running the Pokepub podcast for a while? Jessica says, you're, but not running. I was a part of it.
Smash Remix, there we go.
I imagine with Pokemon on the Switch being so popular, the competitive scene must be pretty big these days.
Oh, I'm sure. All right.
Make sure my audio switched back correctly. It did. Okay.
You're doing it? We're doing it?
We're doing it.
We're doing it, folks! Jessica says, I think Bachman could do well in the format now. The big powerhouse team set is all buff bears. The VGC is big into bears right now. Well, if that ever changes, something's wrong. All buff bears. Oh, we're selecting and starting?
Yeah, we're going.
Let's go, baby.
Not to be purchased or sold. Oh, that's sick. They got their own little logo.
Respect. Mike, the local fighting game community here in Pittsburgh is running really sweet events for once a month. Oh my god! This roster! Holy shit! I'm stopped dead in my tracks. That's wild. It's going on. What the like? That's sweet.
Oh, you can be supersonic?
Oh, hell yeah.
This Ganon's probably... Oh, you got Young Link?
Is that Marisa from Mischief Makers?
Oh, where?
Upper left-hand corner?
Yep, sure is.
Hell yeah, my friend. Did I actually get her name right? Marina.
I do not like Mischief Makers.
Oh, that's one that I think might need another chance, Mike.
I feel like I've given it, but we'll try again.
No, you don't have to, but
Shake, shake.
it is fucking banging. Shake, 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 shake. I believe you can get a ROM hack that removes that noise from the, from the game.
Let's do some
Anyway, I was
Conquer.
gonna say, local Pittsburgh fighting game community has been running what they call random tournaments, where they have like a bingo ball style setup,
Mhm.
and you don't know what game you're playing until the tournament starts and they grab it. There's like 60 games that are randomly on there, and they're all just like fucking nightmarish stuff.
Look at this. This stage has got its default layout. You got the I forget what you call that layout with the 3 platforms, Battlefield, and then a remixed version with like completely different platform layout.
That is
And
sweet.
that's all of them.
Jaime says, is it random per match or tourney? It's random per tourney, and they do a tourney every month. This Sunday was Match for Melee, which we played last week for like 10 minutes. This is a really impressive mod. Like, the fact that this is running on real hardware.
It's actually wild to me that this desk was never a stage.
It should be. It's a really great idea.
Oh, that's a cool name. First Destination.
That is very good. Oh, there's multiple pages?
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Spiral Mountain. This is wild. I'm upset that I never got this working before.
I am so surprised that this is functioning on real hardware. Just like, it seems like so much data to cram into a ROM.
Frosty Village.
Dreamland, I like that.
Oh, they got Own It from GameCube.
Nice.
Big Blue.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they got Smash 4 stages. They got Melee. They have Smash Kickball.
What is Smash Ball? Oh shit! I just saw it on the stream. That is awesome. I love that.
It's so bizarre to see a Persona 5 stage on an N64 ROM. What are we doing?
It looks awesome too. It looks genuinely great.
I'm curious about Pokemon Stadium 2 if it's got stage transformations. I feel like there's no way.
It doesn't seem possible. Is the one in the upper left the GameCube memory card menu?
No, it's WarioWare.
Okay.
We're still going. We got more pages.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, we're on page 4 now. Oh, Hyrule Temple.
Oh, that's the best stage.
Flat Zone from the fucking Game Watch. Get out of here! What is happening? I'm so mad that it took me so long to like get this working.
Bowser's Keep with Smithy from Mario RPG?
Yes. I didn't notice Smitty in there. Oops.
There's more. Rainbow Road.
They got a Perfect Dark stage in here?
What the fuck?
Alright, I'm assuming 3 randoms here means this is the last page. Edo Town, that's gotta be Gomon stage, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Casino Night?
What do we do to deserve this? This is so cool.
I'm gonna need this to be on Fightcade.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if it is. Actually, I don't know if there's 64 stuff on Fightcade right now.
Yeah, and then we go back to page. I don't even know what stage to start with.
If there is 64 on Fightcade right now, someone 1v1 me in Fighters Destiny 2. Please. I need this. Jessica says the Anaconda X Flat Zone remix by Nicki Minaj and Game & Watch was a hit. Nicki Minaj did a Game & Watch?
Dude, the stage looks gorgeous, and it's not taking a frame rate hit at all. If
Which is
anything, the
wild.
frame rate feels better.
What can you do with Conquer?
Let's see. So you got his slingshot, throws. I'm assuming that was a grenade. I didn't see it.
That was a grenade, yeah.
You can't cook it. It doesn't look like, but that's pretty cool. There he is. Oh, I keep forgetting there's no forward B specials.
Oh yeah, not the first one. He seems fast.
I think the most impressive thing is that he seems like a Smash character. Like,
Mm-hmm. Like it feels comfortable.
yeah.
Oh, the chainsaw!
Like, I feel like did Smash always run at 60 FPS?
I don't know that.
I feel like they unlocked the frame rate because this feels really good.
I was about to say they must have because most N64 games don't run at 60. They run at like 24 or something.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have any way to know for sure if this is like or what frame rate this is running at. But do you see there's a there's a combo timer or a combo counter?
That's sweet.
Oh, I didn't think about taunts.
Oh, it says the US version of Smash 64 does run at 60 FPS, making it the only fucking Nintendo 64 game to do so. The chainsaw is nutty. Oh, he taunted on your ass. No way.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it to one. One just so I can see we can get through more characters.
Seems like most of these are just going to be like remakes of the like more recent versions, right? Who's new actually? Goemon.
Wait, are you hearing this the voice though? The announcer?
No, I'm not.
Like whoever
Super
they got
Sonic?
to do it did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win.
Like for a lot of these, it would have been easy to just grab the soundbite from a newer Smash game, and they didn't do that.
True.
There is a Game Boy stage I want to try. There we go.
Supersonic's supposed to have different moves or something than Sonic?
I think it's just a different skin.
Okay, gotcha. The Muda Kingdom from Super Mario Land. Oh, N64 Sonic is fucking cursed, Mike. That hair. I mean, they're doing a great job with it, but oh, it's like there's not enough polygons. Yeah, the Game Boy effect on the stage is kind of wild, though. Do they keep his toolkit from the newer ones?
Yep.
You just carved that boy to pieces.
This is crazy.
The stats at the end of the match. You get a full spreadsheet.
You have any stage requests?
Not really.
Okay.
Oh, this looks great.
Okay, so I can... her standing B is that grab, and then I can aim it.
Okay. Probably quite good in the air if it connects.
Oh, you can... Oh. That's weird.
What?
I expected the floor to do damage.
You're just running really fast. Jaime says, I would love to use these mods to troll Mandela effect believers.
I mean, that's the thing, is this feels... I haven't come across anything that doesn't feel official.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Oh, they even have the... Oh my god. His, like, directional inputs to change the combo.
Oh, nice.
Get the spike. This is
Nice.
good.
Feels good. Moves
Yeah.
good. Looks good. It's got style. You said this was updated recently, too?
Yeah, I had 1.01, and this is 1.4.
Oh, nice. You got now Goemon.
There's one stage I wanted to do, in particular where to go. This is... 3, 2, 1, go! So you throw it, you can charge it for a second to get a little...
Throwing them coins. Grappling hook. Oh, I like that. The cloud is cool. I'm assuming that's your escape.
Yeah. That rules. I'll see if this is it. Okay, so this one, the ground does actually move.
Oh, yeah. And fast, too.
But you can't go through the car, so...
45-Lit says the Goemon model looks directly out of Mystical Ninja. I bet you it is, actually.
Yeah, honestly.
Smashed, piped up.
I really want to play this with people now.
That looks great.
This type of stuff, too, is like... I've got a couple of friends that are getting into, like, retro games, and they're wanting to collect the cartridges, and I keep just telling them, like, just get a flash cartridge. because like they're expensive, but for the price you pay, like for the price you pay for like original games, it's very few games to get to the price of a Flash cartridge. But then you get the added benefit of being able to do this stuff on real hardware.
And you get the additional headache of not knowing whether or not the shit you're buying are repros, which means that you're always running the risk by buying those old cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, you could even get a repro of this, but it would probably cost about as much as a good Flash card would.
Yep. There was yeah, this one. They've got a version of Sector Z that's like just limited to the back.
You got Motorcycle Wario or no?
No motorcycle.
So...
He's kind of an alternate version of Mario and Luigi's moveset.
Project M does a version of Wario that I think is genuinely better than the real thing. It turns him into like a command grappler.
Oh, nice. He's okay. He's definitely my least favorite of the new characters I've tried.
Yeah, he does just kind of look like an alternate Mario.
I like hit the button for a second just in case there was a second page of characters that I was missing.
I wouldn't put it past these fuckers. They're hiding characters in the character selection screens.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I saw Slippy in there somewhere.
What? You sure
Falco.
did. He's got a full-on sniper. Wait, look at his... Oh, hold on.
Whoever modeled...
It looked like his face is all charred after he does the...
Whoever modeled this is great. Because the animations are so expressive.
Yeah.
Oh, that dance, dude! Are you looking for other hidden characters?
Yeah, just seeing what else there was. Probably won't go much longer.
That's about Sam. I'm almost dying here.
Yeah. No, it's... I wish that I had done this earlier, because I didn't realize how in-depth this is going to be.
Me too?
Yep.
Oh, you got the charge ball even.
Yeah, he's me too.
Mm-hmm. They even got the jump arc right and everything. You're punking these dudes.
I mean, I set him to level 1 just to make him...
Oh, okay.
I wanted to be able to test out movesets without getting, like,
That makes sense.
interrupted. God, just calling them Polly and then the character's name is is making me laugh so hard.
I love you, Polly Bowser.
Dude, he's fucking cute. Oh my god.
Isn't that Giga Bowser?
Yeah.
So he would have been the boss of one of these, right?
Well, Giga Bowser was like a rumored character in Melee. Like people kept saying you could get Giga Bowser. I don't remember what the origins were, but you couldn't.
Gotcha. It's Big Boy season. King DDD, one of the best new characters in Smash. I love his design. I know he's not like new from like the new games, but he's not in the first few. He's very charming.
Whoops. I think this hack just single-handedly convinced me not to get rid of my N64.
Or at least wait until this is playable on Mister.
I mean, even then, I want to be able to hook up 4 controllers.
That's fair.
Easily.
So say, I'm sure you can do that on the Mister, but not easily.
You know what? Actually, let me check one other thing and then we can call it.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of music in here, so I'm kind of curious if I go back to like sound test, if I can see. Oh, there is no sound test. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Wondering
Music
if maybe they
settings.
would give you a list.
Yeah, you can turn on and off the song. So yeah, look at all this music they got in here.
That's so many. They really don't need to have the full fucking playlist in yet.
Jeez
Wait, go back.
Christ.
They had the Sonic CD soundtrack up shit on here. There's one that earlier just literally said Sonic CD.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
There it
Oh, the
is.
special stage. Okay, yeah, I can respect that. This is a great mod. What is the title of this one again?
Smash Remix.
Nice. Definitely go and check that out for yourself, folks. It looks ill.
You go to smash64.online/remix, and it'll let you like upload your ROM and patch it right there. So like, it's pretty easy to get a hold of.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, folks. I'm assuming we're taking off, or
Yeah, we should.
okay.
I mean,
Night, everybody.
honestly,
Thanks
I
for joining us.
probably would sit here and play this for another like hour, but I need to go to bed.
I'm just falling asleep, so
Yeah, fair enough. Okay,
no
bye,
hard
everybody.
feelings. Yeah, I'll take care.